Hello, my good friend. Today on Yoga with Paige, I invite you to join me into tapping into our feminine power today. So men, this does not mean that this practice is exclusively for women. We all have a balance of masculine energy and feminine energy. And today we are choosing to cultivate kindness, creativity, our center for self-love, tapping into the sacral chakra. We are going to find a lot of grounding postures, a lot of time for ourselves, and just allow your creativity to blossom, your inspiration to flow. Find any fluidity that feels good. Don't force any movements, force any thoughts. Just let yourself release. Let yourself feel what you can and express all of that good, feminine, nice and powerful underlying energy. Okay, we know it's there. So whenever you're ready, make sure you are in something comfortable. You have a comfortable space. And we do use a little bit of the sides of the mat at the very end. So make sure you have ample room. And we get started in a nice, loving, easy seat. Beginning today with our feet crossed at the ankles, our hands on the knees, already fostering some inner connection as we feel these physical, tactile connections. I invite you to close the eyes and see if you can notice what parts of your body are connecting to the earth. See if you can draw up from the earth and feel that support, feel that earth's energy. Feeling the breath as you breathe nice and evenly in through the nose and out through the nose. Trying to stay as still as possible for these next few moments. Capture the energy, look within. Perhaps we are able to notice this subtle shift of energy simmering right below the surface. Find one big, deep inhale. Let the belly expand, let the lungs inflate, and actively release it all, drawing the navel into the spine, contracting your abdominal muscles. And then on your next inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms meet. And exhale, left arm reaches overhead, little side bend. Inhale, reach the arms back up, still creating space in the shoulders. And exhale, left hand drops, right comes overhead. Very gentle movements here, finding your own rhythm with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, this time gently twist to the right. Inhale, reach. And exhale to the left. Beautiful. One more time all the way through. Reach up, inhale. And a little side bend. Moving with love for our whole practice today. See where you can cultivate more of that for your own body and your own mind. And return back to center. Extend the arms out, shoulder height, drawing the scapula together. Big inhale. And on your out breath, give yourself a little hug. Wrap those arms around, reach for the opposite shoulder. Maybe a little bit of a self-soothing sway here. And on your next breath, release back, arms outstretched, reach for the fingertips. This is your world, take up space. And exhale, crossing the opposite arm on top, the one that might feel a little funky. But hug yourself through it anyway. One big breath here. And then gently release. Take the forearms, I was going to say the palms. We can take the palms in front or reach down onto the forearms, finding a little forward fold as we reach the crown of the head forward, still really grounding down through the sit bones. So if they begin to lift up, we can come back up onto the hands. We're noticing the subtleties here today. Taking a few calming breaths. Maybe allowing yourself to go a little bit deeper. And wherever you are, gently press back up, walk the fingertips towards the legs, reach the arms up, nice long spine. Exhale, cactus the arms, draw the chest forward as we spread wide between the fingers, lifting your heart center up to the sky. One more breath, big, big, big filled body, fill the lungs. Beautiful. Rain the fingertips down by the sides. And then inhale, sweep them up overhead. Exhale, draw them behind you. Just waking up the shoulder socket there. One more big sweep in. And then release them down by the sides. Taking a bigger side stretch now. So plant the right hand, reach the left overhead, shoot it overhead. And then find as much length in the side body as you can as you twist the chest towards the front of the room. Staying here, see where you can find some ease. And on your next exhale, plant this left hand on the side as we come into a twist. Maybe gazing down by the right hip. Moving through center. Taking whatever you need to reset. And then reaching the right arm overhead, finding your big, big side body stretch. And again, adding in any fluidity that feels good. Anything that feels like home. And find your twist. Beautiful. Come back through center. Finding a few breaths of bound angle to gently start to open the hips. Really pressing the soles of the feet together. Maybe you want to give yourself a little self-love massage here. Kind of work through the toes, placing the fingers in between the toes. Remembering that it all starts with our foundation, whether that be our physical foundation that we stand on, or our foundation within. Finding little sways side to side, allowing the groins to open and stretch with every breath, really starting to activate that sacral chakra. Perhaps feeling a sense of oneness as we ground down into the earth, of connection. And whenever you're ready, raising the chest back up, drawing the knees together. And if we're already facing the front of the mat, you're golden, you're perfect. We're coming up onto the feet, come up to the top of the mat here, finding any squat, any little hip opener that feels good to you. Traditional malasana, kind of letting yourself wiggle in here. The hips might still definitely be a little tight. Our heels can be up off the mat. Taking your awareness to the lower spine, the pelvis. Breathing into that space, starting to let the creative juices flow. Maybe lifting the heels one by one, finding any sort of play here before we take a few breaths of stillness. So find what you need, explore. Before surrendering, hands can come to heart center, helping you to press open the knees a little bit more, reaching the heart and the head up as the hips come down. One more breath. And on your exhale, plant the fingertips down, send the hips up, straightening the legs, turn the toes to the front of the mat as we find a nice gentle forward fold. Bending the right knee, plant the right fingertips down on the mat, or maybe the palm, and reach the left arm up, big twist. Staying here, or we have an option to bend that arm behind the back, trying to reach for this bent right thigh. Gazing skyward. And on your next out breath, shift your gaze back down to the ground. Switching sides, bending the left knee. And on your next inhale, peel the right arm up, taking your gaze with your hand. Moving gently. No need to rush here. We're all in our own divine timing. Even though sometimes it may not feel like it, it's all working for you. Coming back through our forward fold, bending the knees, allowing the hands to float up the legs as we slowly roll up, keeping the chin tucked until the end. Mountain pose, allowing the hands to face forward. Take a moment here to ground down through the feet. Roll the shoulders down and back. Find your strong, steady mountain pose. Finding awareness in the feet. Maybe wiggle the toes. Just see if you can feel the energy radiating up from the earth. Maybe closing the eyes can help you visualize. And if we don't feel it, that's perfectly okay too. One more breath to center, to align. And inhale, reach the arms up, interlace the fingers, palms press up towards the sky. And exhale, side bend to the right. Back up through center, connecting to the core, using your nice strong muscles. And bend to the left. Coming back up through center, release the hands down, maybe find a little fluidity on the way. Ground down through this left foot as the right knee comes up, hip height, flex the foot. And once you find your balance here, we can slowly take the right hand to the upper bum and find a gentle little twist as we draw the shoulder back. Reaching up through the crown, standing nice and tall. Exhale, face forward. Using your control, carefully step this right leg back, coming into a nice high lunge. Arms reach up. Take your time to find your footing here. Now we begin to play. Inhale, reach up, sink those hips down. Exhale, warrior two. Gazing over the left fingertips. Really making sure you are grounding down through this outer edge of the foot. Then inhale, come up onto the ball of the foot. Take the hands together, face forward, hips are square. Pull the right arm back, coming back through a little warrior two. 3 times like this. Meet palms. And then find some fun. Pull it back like we're shooting an arrow. One more time. Beautiful. We're coming into a reverse warrior. Reach that left arm overhead as the right slides down the leg. Feeling power in our lower body. Exhale, windmill around, coming up onto the ball of the foot, planting these right fingertips, coming into a big high twist. One breath, reach up, up, up. And exhale, lower the right knee, kicking the back foot up, trying to reach for the ankle. Sitting up nice and tall, kind of shifting the hips back. Pulling the ankle in close towards the hips. And exhale, lovingly release the foot. Face forward. Coming into this little 90-90 looking lunge. Reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus. This is going to be a little bit of a different one here. So on this next exhale, we're finding 3 little twists. We are going to drop this right arm down and twist to the left. So it's like a funky Egyptian pose. Inhale back up, using your control. Beautiful. Last one, twist. Face the front of the mat. Slide that back foot back even further, coming into your version of a low lunge. Reaching the arms up. And exhale, sink the hips down, reaching for the left wrist. Draw the shoulders down. Nice and active here. One breath. And then rain the fingertips to frame the foot. And then scoot that foot over to the left side. Placing the hands on the inside of the foot, coming into a little winged dragon or lizard pose. You can modify this as you need to by lifting the back knee or keeping it lowered down. We can come onto the outer edge of this left foot, like so, if you wish. Always a few options. Our main focus here is the pelvis, releasing any of that stuck energy. Very active in the legs, building strength as we tap into it. Just a few breaths here. Releasing tension in the hips. And carefully tucking the back toe, if we had the knee lowered, raise up through a high lunge to step that left foot back, coming into a downward facing dog. But take the feet about mat width apart and send the hips back. Really, really reaching the heels down to open up through the backs of the legs. Use your breath. Gazing at the hands, gently make your way to the top of the mat, however you would like. Plant the right fingertips, right leg bends. Inhale, peel the left arm up for a nice revolved twist. Taking the hand behind the back, if you would like. Repeating the same thing on the other side. Exhale to gently replace the right hand with the left as the right sweeps up skyward. You can imagine we're looking at a nice, beautiful blue sky. And exhale. Forward fold. Slowly roll up to our mountain pose. Beautiful. Inhale, arms come overhead. Interlace the hands, palms reach up. And exhale, side bend to the right. Coming back through center to bend to the left. Releasing the arms into our mountain pose. Preparing for our standing balance. Lift the left knee up, hip height. Finding your own pace here, taking your time, and twisting on the exhale. And coming back through center, carefully stepping that left leg back, high lunge. Beautiful. Reach the left heel back. Take a moment to feel where your body is at in space right now. Notice your connection points. And then exhale, nice and strong, warrior two. You know what's coming now, so have some fun. Coming up onto the ball of the foot, hands meet, and we pull it back. 2. And reversing your warrior. And windmill around, big high twist. Take a big full body breath of air. And then lower the left knee down, kicking the ankle up behind you. A little quadricep stretch. A little pause in between the movements. Chances to reconnect. Beautiful. Release. Frame the right foot. Come into your 90-90 lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. 3 twists. This time the left arm comes down. Twist. Whoa. And twist. Then scooting into your traditional low lunge, squaring the hips, sending the pelvis down and forward. And gently making your way into whatever hip opener here you took on the other side. Trying to find and create more balance in the body and the mind. Knowing that we'll probably never be perfectly balanced, but there is beauty in the effort and in the intention. Two more breaths. Maybe going a little bit deeper. And this time, tucking the back foot to lift the back knee, turning to face the long edge of the mat as we make our way into a little goddess pose. So point the toes towards the corners, bend the knees, and gently lift up as you squeeze and activate the lower body. Building some strength here today, tapping into our feminine energy with this feminine, powerful pose. Arms reach up, and cactus, big surprise, huh? Spread wide with the fingertips. And exhale, let the hands fall to the knees. Taking little twists here. You can find some play, so just dip the left shoulder down as you gaze slightly behind. Raising back up to take the other side. Remembering to try to move with as much care and intention as you can. Especially if we're starting to get tired, our legs are starting to shake and quake. You're doing great. One more time each side. And then coming back through center, I have a fun little pose for you. So we can stay here or we can play around a little bit. Start to send the arms out as we dip our chest forward. You might want to draw the legs in a little bit more. So send the chest forward. Maybe you come up onto the balls of the feet, or maybe you just play with transferring your weight as you sink down. Use your breath, helping you to stabilize. 2 more breaths wherever you are. If you're flowing free like a bird. Plant the heels. We can straighten the legs. Give them a little shake for good measure. Turn to the front of the mat and gently come down onto the knees, finding tabletop pose in the middle of the mat. Take a breath to reset, gazing in between the hands, just feeling the body as we ground down through both of our hands and our feet. And then coming into a little seated goddess pose, tuck this right shin underneath the bum as you step up with the left. At a little angle. It's like a half goddess, half malasana hybrid. Just another chance to ground. And if you need more space, you can turn to the long edge of the mat like me. If you don't have enough space, this is where we go off the mat a little bit. One more big breath. And then carefully reach up onto this right knee, extending the left leg, coming into a little gate pose prep. Inhale, arms up at shoulder height. And exhale, gate pose. Taking an extra breath before coming back through prep and releasing to switch sides. So coming to sit on the left shin, plant the right foot. Find your comfy position, especially if this is a new pose for you. And then find what feels good here. Maybe a little bind. Finding the breath. Before rocking up, extending the right leg long. Inhale, lift up, and exhale over. Coming back through gate pose prep, bring both of the knees together and face the front of the mat. Find one inhale here. And exhale, plant the hands, round through the back like cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, child. Reach the fingertips out. Beginning to cool down with this little flow, coming back up onto the knees. Exhale, cat, round. Inhale, cow. And exhale, child pose. Taking this one more time. Lifting up onto the knees. Planting the hands and rounding, tucking the tailbone in. Inhale, let the belly hang. And exhale, back down, child pose. This time, gently lifting the head, walking the fingertips back, and coming to find a nice little seat on the knees. Coming into a little twist, just reaching the right hand back. On your exhale, find your twist, not forcing anything here. Just giving the spine a little love at the end as we begin to end our practice today. When you're ready, make your way back through center. Plant the left fingertips behind you and twist on your exhale. Coming back through center and taking a few moments in a wide child pose. So widen the knees to the edges of the mat. Melt the heart down, walk the hands forward, really sending the hips back. Releasing all of your muscles. And just noticing what you feel. Coming back to the breath. Coming back to yourself. And soften. Taking as much time in this grounding posture as you need. And whenever you're ready, you can gently press up and find a seat. And no matter where you are on the mat, I invite you to take one last big breath with me together, sealing in all of this practice. Exhale. Sealing in your unique practice, taking whatever you need for the rest of the day and leaving whatever else you don't. But thank you so much for sharing your time and your practice with me today, having some fun tapping into this softer side of our energy. But femininity is not a meekness. There is a nice, beautiful strength. And I'm glad we got to cultivate all of that together today. So until we meet again next time, my friend,